What's going on, everyone? John here from The Real Talk, back again with another video, and that is episode 7 of Real Talk. And this week we have none other than Adam Daly from Adam Daly Live. So excited about this episode. Me and Adam talked about it all, guys. I know that a lot of people, everybody knows that he kind of stepped away from YouTube for a little bit, and he came back. In my opinion, he came back and better than ever. So we do talk about all that stuff and his love of movies, how he got started in the first place with YouTube, some pros and cons. It's just we talk about a lot of stuff as well. Some of his other hobbies that we kind of have similar likes as well. And this is kind of one of the episodes that we kind of dive into Adam as a person. I really like it for that, and something I'm going to try to do hopefully with this new kind of take in the series. But also just kind of casually just talk, just me one-on-one with whoever I have on interviewing that day, kind of more personable, so that way you can get to know a little bit of me too, but also of your other favorite YouTuber as well. So again, guys, enjoy this episode with me and Adam from Adam Daly Live. Alright, guys, so I'm here with my wonderful guest for this first episode of 2019, Mr. Adam Daly. Adam, thank you so much for joining me, man.
Hey John, it's a pleasure being here with you, talking movies with you. Just anytime I get to interact with you, it's always a pleasure. It's an honor to be on this show as well. I'm excited.
No, I know, man. We kind of go way back now. Man, it's like another year has passed, and it's kind of like unbelievable. I've been doing this for 2 years now, and it's kind of crazy. And we've done videos in the past before, and I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be our last time collabing as well. But Adam, real quick, I'm pretty sure everybody here knows you, but just in case there's someone out there, a new viewer, let these wonderful people know who Adam is and what Adam Daly Live is.
Yeah, Adam Daly Live is a brand new channel that I started. I was previously on Almost Sideways, had to do some real life evaluating on that channel. We'll probably talk about that today, who knows. But Adam Daly Live is doing similar movie-related content, entertainment news, just all things entertainment, stuff that I like to do and talk about. That's what this channel is. On Sundays, I do a live show where I interact with the audience, and we have guests on the channel as well. It's just a fun place to talk movies, and that's why I came back to the YouTube. I love talking movies. I wanted to have a little spot and do something a little different than I was doing previously as well.
No, yeah, definitely. I'll touch up on that a little bit later. Down the road. But yeah, guys, if you guys haven't checked out Adam's channel, it's great. Like he said, he does a live show every Sunday. Highly recommended. So Adam, man, real quick, how you been, man? How's this new year treating you so far?
So far, so good. Just been working at the job, doing my shows, but I'm very hopeful for this new year, man. My goal for my new channel was to hit at least 1,000 subscribers in that 1 year. So I started off ending 2018 with 230. So we're slowly growing up to that number already. So it's a pretty lofty goal, but I'm very hopeful for this new year. I'm excited for it. I hit 30. I'm turning 30 this year as well. So there's also that.
No way, man. You look 26. You look my age.
I know, I guess that's a good thing. That's a good thing though. But yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm seeing all these anniversaries for movies that I used to watch as a kid, like Little Mermaid's getting it re-released next month. And I'm like, oh, it's right next to my birthday too, and it's 30 years old as well. So I'm like, I think somebody's trying to tell me something.
No, dude, I know.
But hey, the best years are coming.
No, I know. This year, I'm pretty sure one of my favorites, or not my favorite film, Watchmen's turning 10, and I'm just like, Jesus, like that's crazy. It's sad, but it's reality. But I mean, yeah, man. 2019, I'm looking forward to it too. Starting off the new year, kind of strong, and hope to keep the momentum going. My goal is to hit 1,000 subs too, so I'm pretty sure we both can get there, man.
Oh yeah, definitely we can get there.
Yeah, man. So, originally, man, I'm not sure. This is why I kind of want to ask you another question. Where are you from originally? Because I know you're in the Seattle area right now, right? Or in Washington?
Yeah, I'm from the Seattle area up here in Washington. I love it up here. I've been up here since 1999, but I was born in California, in Fountain Valley, California area. So I used to go to Disneyland all the time because my mom and my grandmother used to work there. So I get it free all the time as a kid growing up. But I also moved to Georgia, Missouri, back to California, up here in '99. So I moved around quite a bit, and we weren't in the military. So I think I counted it. I moved like 20 times, which was it's always fun to move.
No, yeah. No, yeah, man. So yeah, you did a lot of moving, and like who made the decision? Was like your parents like, okay, we're gonna be in Seattle now, or?
Uh, it was it's kind of a tough situation for my growing up a little bit because when I was in third grade, actually, my parents we moved from California to Georgia because that's where my dad's family was from. There was some falling out with my mom's side of the family, so we moved to Georgia, where my dad was originally from, and growing up living there for quite a bit. Played t-ball, had good friends over there, and then my parents actually separated. So my mom took us back to California, while my dad stayed in Georgia, and so that hit me the hardest because I was like I kind of knew what everything was going on, and I started acting up as a kid. And eventually, my dad moved to California to get closer to us too. Gave my mom her space, but they got back together and remarried, and they were together for a very long time. And there's a lot of family drama that we have, so it's there's a lot to go into, and I don't want to bore you guys with all that crazy. Well, actually, drama is not boring sometimes, but in this case it's a lot. But we moved up here in '99. My great grandmother passed away that year, so we moved up with some other family members up here, and we've been here ever since. So that's kind of how my long journey up to Washington.
Yeah, no, I get you, man. Yeah, I'm the same way, kind of. I've always been moving around, but just in the California area, but like all of like England Empire, and like I even moved closer to LA at one point and stuff like that. I even lived in Hawaii for like 3 months, but I know how it is, man. Yeah, it was cool. It was all right. But since you were going through all that, I was gonna ask you too. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yes, I do. I have. This is where the family. I'll bring us some family drama out to you, John. Yes, I grew up with a younger brother and a younger sister. I'm the oldest. But in can't remember exactly what year, but it was my senior year of high school. It's 2007. It's when I graduated high school. So in 2007, I was working at this church that I was attending. I was kind of like helping out with the children's activities stuff. So I had an email there, and I got an email from somebody claiming to be one of my sisters, and I was like, okay, this is a joke. They got all these details right. They spelled my mom's maiden name right, and they got my sister's name right, spelled correctly, which is she has a weird kind of spelling of her name. And I kind of questioned my mom about it. I drove over to their house, and I was like, Mom, Dad, what's going on? I come to find out, I'm actually adopted. My dad adopted me. My mom, who I have lived with my whole life, that's my real mom. But my dad, it was not my real dad. I had never knew that until that night, and come to find out I have another sister living in California. So that was a bombshell to have dropped on me. Yeah, but it's kind of, I do have 2 sisters and 1 brother. I guess that's the best way to answer that question.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, man. Because the next thing I was gonna get into is like your childhood, like how was that and stuff like that. Like, and basically, I kind of wanted to get to like where the love of movies started. Like, did it start off as a kid, or did you get it like maybe later in like high school or something like that?
Yeah, for me, the movies thing wasn't like a huge thing growing up. We didn't have a whole lot of money, or we always had like food on the table and everything like that. But I just remember hearing stories now that were kind of tight, so we didn't have a whole lot of money. But one Christmas, Santa Claus brought us like a box full of Disney VHS tapes. So we had like the whole Disney collection on VHS. So that's the only movies that we really had. And then we had Beetlejuice, and I think like some Charlie Brown movies as well. But I told my parents, like, Beetlejuice is bad. We don't need to have this in their house, and we got rid of that movie because me thinking it's too scary when I was like 5 or 6 or whatever. I soon learned later that it actually is a good movie. But my love of movies really took off in like high school when I was like a junior or a senior in high school. So about 2006, 2005, 2006 is okay, middle high school, I guess. I actually was sick. I came back from a trip to Mexico, like on a kind of what was it? A mission trip. That's what it was. I lost the word for a second. A mission trip down to Mexico, and I came back and I kind of got a bug. So I was cooped up in bed all for the whole week. Right? I had this kind of like weird virus or whatever. So all I did was watch movies, and as I was watching these movies, I started dissecting some of the behind the special features as well. And I've always been a huge Star Wars fan too. And we had a pretty big movie collection as I got older. However, I just didn't really care about it. I usually was playing sports or doing stuff or just listening to music. That's what I really liked in high school until at that time I was sick. I started deep diving into these special features about the Star Wars stuff, and actually didn't like Empire Strikes Back a whole lot growing up. And then that day, I realized that Empire Strikes Back is actually not just a great movie or a great sequel or a great Star Wars movie. It's one of the best movies ever made. And I really love that. And I also watched Apollo 13, and I think this is the one that really got me into movies a whole lot more, is because I just loved what Tom Hanks was able to do that. Tom Hanks was one of my favorite actors for a very long time. But Apollo 13 was really what inspired me to actually just not just love like the fun movies, but also like these really big historical films as well, and just have that fascinating discovery of what's on the screen. That's what I really remember for sure.
No, yeah, definitely, man. And now that you mentioned like 2006, I know me and you have like a favorite film in common, and that's that movie for me. I love it because it kind of had the same effect as me, as you with Apollo 13. That was The Departed. When I first saw that film, I was like, it just blew my mind. I was like, you know what? Movies can be more than just, explosions and comedies and all these like, animated movies. Yeah, like.
I used to watch. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like, yeah. After that, like I just started like during high school, I started just watching everything I could.
Oh yeah, I definitely started doing that a lot, and I noticed like as I'm getting older too, it's like I used to, and I started doing YouTube. I was kind of like watching only newer stuff, but then I kind of one of the jobs I had a few years ago was like about 5 years, or no, actually. No, it was 6 years ago now. Wow, geez, 6 years ago. I actually met a guy at my old job. His name was Todd of Almost Sideways. And Almost Sideways was a thing that himself and his brother Terry and another good buddy they went to college with, his name was Zach. They created this kind of website called Almost Sideways, which was a hybrid off of Almost Famous and the movie Sideways with Paul Giamatti and Thomas Hayden Church. And those are some of their favorite movies. So they smashed it and made a cool little title called for the channel is Almost Sideways, and it's basically where they can review stuff like written format and just put all their rankings online at almostsideways.com. And I started talking to him about that at that year's Oscars, and that's where he realized I was a big movie fan as well. So then I got invited on to be a part of their team. So I'm one of 4 people of the Almost Sideways. So when I started my YouTube channel, that's where that name came from as well.
Adam Almost Sideways. Yeah, I believe you told me about the sideways part, but I don't know if I knew about the Almost Famous part. Like it was just like a mashup. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's both great movies, and I love both of those. So it was kind of funny to seem like that's where they came up with, because we came up with so many different names that just didn't sound good, but Almost Sideways sounded really amazing. So that's what stuck.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely, man. Like I know how it is trying to make a good name and stuff like that. But yeah, if something hits, you know it right away, and it's funny. It's a pretty cool feeling. Like, okay, this is gonna work.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the one.
Exactly, man. And so now that you talked about it a little bit, so that's how you led to do the YouTube channel as well, like because you were a part of that podcast and all that stuff.
Yes. Because of that website we were doing, I was supposed to put a bunch of my reviews on there, and I'm not the strongest writer, I would say. My writing got better as I was going along. I would occasionally do like a written thing or do my annual top 10 list. I would write that up, and those articles are still online on the site. But then I was like, I'm not the strongest writer. Maybe I should try this thing at YouTube. And in 2015 is when I first started doing videos. And none of those are online, but they were really bad. And I wasn't really consistent. None of those are consistent at all because I would do like one here. I think I did Spy with Melissa McCarthy, Jurassic World. I did, and a few other movies as well. I think I did like 12 videos in a whole year, and then they were all shaky cam as well. And because I was holding my phone because I had no equipment. I didn't know what I was doing. Sometimes I didn't even do my hair at times, and I looked like a bum. And I just put that out there, and I would stumble over my words and not really make clear, decisive points or whatever. And I was kind of embarrassed, and I was got burned out. And I got 20 subscribers in 1 year, and that was my whole channel growth for the whole calendar year. So I took a year off, and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'll just stick to getting better at writing. But then 2017 hit, and I was like, you know what? I have a better idea now. I'm watching, the Chris Stuckmans and the Jeremy Johns of the world. And I was like, I have a passion just like they do. Why am I not doing something with it? I can research and try to find a way to better my content or make good content and just improve on what I've already done in the past. And so that's why I came back, and I came back April 1st on YouTube.
April Fools, man. And one thing that I took away from that is how much money do we have to pay to see your first videos, man? That would be cool.
It would be. It would be, and we'll get into why, unfortunately, they will never be seen again. It was an accident. I'll just tell you that. Before we get into the big conversation, I'll just tell you it was an accident.
Oh man! All right. So unfortunately, we can't see them. That's the answer.
No, I would be totally up for doing a reaction to them, but unfortunately, I don't have them anymore.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Now that's something I thought of doing too, because there's like, I've said it before, but I don't know if people really know. But I had like 2 YouTubes. I think probably even like 3 YouTube channels before this, and it's so funny to look back at your old videos, and they were just random videos too, like me and my friends going to the mall or something, or doing this. And like there's one video I never uploaded, and it's just me literally introducing my channel, and it's hilarious. Like just the tone, like you can tell I was so scared and nervous. It's awesome, dude. I'll probably upload me reacting to that like a little bit later, but those are always fun to look back at.
Yeah, those first couple videos, man, it's really funny, and it's crazy how much time and like how much comfortable people are the more they do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you compare them to like now, like you're like now, I think we're both comfortable enough to like do collabs, to kind of talk to other people, and it's interesting, man. Your kind of journey you take, because even now, me and Audrey were looking back at our first video on this channel, and we're just kind of like, man, we're awful. And I thought I was like, I know YouTube, I know all this, I can do a YouTube channel, and then I'm like, man, like I was horrible. But it's fun to look back, man. And one thing I was gonna ask you too, so you doing YouTube is obviously like, at least and it's different for everybody. And for me, it's kind of just like it's offered me like experiences and obviously opportunities to meet people like you and some of our other good buddies we've collabed with. So I kind of wanted you to kind of touch upon like the pros and cons about like doing YouTube, like from your experience.
I think one of the big pros for being on YouTube is obviously meeting awesome people. Like I've met you and Zach Pope, Durbin, Sean Chandler, a ton of other people. The list can go on and on. If you've seen my Star Wars Mean to You video, obviously those people came together for a reason, because they all have a love and a passion for film, which is fantastic. I think that's one of the biggest pros I could say. It's like you meet some awesome people. When I first started, I never thought I would actually say that, because it feels like I'm just sitting in front of the camera and I'm just rambling some thoughts. It's a good way to alleviate stress for sure in your normal life, because stuff gets stressful. So this is a way for me to like vent stuff. If I see something good, I can just talk about that and kind of forget about like the little bit of life that's happening. So that's kind of the big pro for me, is that it alleviates stress at times, and also you can meet awesome people. And I think another big thing is that you also have a community. You seeing people who watch your videos on a regular basis, you kind of get those friendships as well, which is fantastic. But for me, I'm a big kind of like a like kind of workaholic in a way, and I'm trying to do a better job balancing that, and I think that's why I know if you said this before that I'm one of the hardest working men on YouTube when I was doing Almost Sideways because I was putting out so much content, and that might be a good thing because you can get the consistency out there. However, that could also be a negative because you're kind of neglecting stuff that's happening in your normal life, and that's kind of what happened with me. So a big negative for me is that I was kind of putting out so much content because I wanted this to be something I could see myself going someplace, and which is cool. However, I was kind of neglecting stuff in my personal life, like my wife and my daughter. Wasn't spending as much time as I should be spending with them, and I was kind of pushing them away as well. So there's that, you know, there's that. I think that's a big negative, especially for me. And that's one of the reasons why I kind of just stopped doing videos, because I'll be honest with you, I was putting out 4 to 5 videos sometimes a week, putting out a ton of good content. I thought, because in the first year of being back, I started in April. By December 31st that year, I hit 1,000 subscribers, and by the time I stopped doing it, I was up to almost 3,000 subscribers in a little over a year and a half, which is crazy. I think that's crazy. I think Sean Chandler reached out to me and said, "You actually hit 1,000 subscribers faster than I did," and look at where he's at. He's at he's like over 80. Not that I was saying that I'm just, you know, I'm not the next Sean Chandler. No, I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying, you know, for whatever reason, the stuff I was doing was hitting at those moments. However, I was definitely neglecting my personal life, or my wife and daughter, and I was pushing them away. And I had to choose which one would make me feel worse losing. And I think losing my wife and daughter, because I was focusing on YouTube, would have been definitely a big worse thing for me. And I chose, you know, I need to let one go. So I decided to walk away from YouTube and focus on my family and get that correct, because it's that they're obviously important, and it's not, yeah. So that's there's that. Trying to think.
No, you're good. No, definitely, man. I was the same way too. Like when I started, I didn't really have a lot going. I had a set schedule and job and stuff like that, and I was just going at it. And I think that's when my channel was rising. But you know, there was one time where unfortunately I lost my job, and I was going from job to job, and that kind of, you know, trying to get that schedule right, you know, and also spending time with my now ex-girlfriend, like in my family and stuff like that. My brother would always tell me, "Hey man, like let's grab a beer together, let's do this together." It's definitely a challenge to balance that life of YouTube, especially if you want to put out as much as content like you were putting out, and then like you have a wife and a daughter, and plus your job as well. It's definitely hard. That's why I would always say that to you, like, you know, I would try to put out a lot of content out, you know, and then I stopped and stuff like that, and I saw you keep going, I saw Zach keep going, stuff like that, and everybody has their own different situations and stuff going on, but it's definitely, I think that's one of the cons as well too. Like you gotta have that balance and find, even if you're not doing YouTube, just like time management is really valuable, you know, especially if you. So yeah, that's why I think, you know, time management is really important, especially when you're trying to balance, you know, your personal life and something you're really passionate about. Um, but yeah, to move on from that, I kind of wanted to ask you too, since you were talking about your new channel, your old channel too. One of the questions I had, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people had, is like, how come you decided to do a brand new one and not stick with the old one? I always just wondered that question too.
This is okay. This is the funny thing. It gets kind of, as I was going through that transition stage, where, you know, I was trying to figuring out what I need to do better in my personal, like trying to manage time. For a while there, I was just like, okay, I could balance stuff out. I could do it better. However, I know myself. I was good for like a week or two, and then I was going back like really into the videos again, because I was like I said, I have like really kind of a workaholic mentality as well. I can see a goal, I'm going for it. Also, the bad thing is I also have a severe depression and anxiety as well. So
Man.
when I decided that I was going to go towards, you know, just I need to, you know, step away from YouTube, not do this anymore, and I need to focus on my family. I obviously got kind of depressed with that too. So I I was doing so much of it and it just completely cut it off. So it's kind of like I lost something, you know.
Yeah.
And what I did was to step away completely. I was meaning to deactivate the account. However, I accidentally deleted the account.
Oh man.
So that's what happened. I
Yeah.
lost all those subscribers. I lost all those videos. So I had some backups, but I can't find those the flash drives that they were on. So
Oh man.
because we also moved during that time too. Because after I stopped, we actually bought a house,
Yeah.
and things were going pretty well. But unfortunately, there's some stuff that's happened in my past, like trauma that came up and just uh, kind of re kickstarted my depression, anxiety, and stuff like that. So it was pretty bad this summer, and I'm going to counseling and talking to somebody, which is kind of a big step for a guy to do, really, because it's like you were always taught, like, you can deal with it yourself. However,
Yeah,
uh,
exactly.
out of my family, we're not very close anymore. And if I go to my dad or my brother, they're very, this one way of thinking. However, I'm more of emotional thinking, and I can't help that. I get that from my mom. So
Yeah.
uh, I process different things differently than they do. So it makes it really tough. So going through all those emotional baggage and those kind of things too, because it was definitely a whirlwind this summer. And however, when I decided to come back, it wasn't just like, okay, I'm going to do this now. I know how to do this. I know what I'm going to do. No, it was definitely a long process and a long journey, because I didn't have to just fix what was wrong and the hurts that I caused with my wife and my daughter, that kind of distance. I had to fix that, obviously, but
Yeah.
I had to fix myself. I definitely was not in a good place. Uh, around July 4th. July 4th is a very significant weekend for me, uh, and because when certain holidays come up, like Thanksgiving time, I'm not a huge fan of, and July 4th, because there's certain big family stuff that happens. Like my parents got re-divorced they left each other on Thanksgiving time.
Yeah.
And when July 4th happened, it was 10 years ago. My depression was so bad that I actually tried to commit suicide, which at that time, I thought that was something that's the only way out of my problems. I can't figure out anything else. And at that time, it seems like that was the only option. However, I'm so thankful that I did nothing. I didn't die, I'm still here, and I have a beautiful daughter who's about to turn 5 this year, and I have an amazing blossoming relationship with my wife now, and I feel like we're truly closer than ever now, and something that I was able to do before, because I was putting all my time and stuff in it, and I was just kind of shutting off to the world. I was keeping my problems to myself. I never knew how to open up to people. I couldn't really tell my story or anything like that to anybody, and let
Yeah.
alone to the people close to me. And I was finally able to, like, tell, like, my hurts and my feelings to my wife in those intimate moments, now that I feel confident to tell her those. And it's really weird. Like, why wouldn't you tell somebody that's so close to you some stuff that you're hurt, what you're feeling? And it's something that I never learned growing up as a kid. So it's something that's tough to explain why I wasn't. But now that my wife and I are learning that what my some of my deeper issues, we were able to work through them together. I think that it made us a lot stronger now too. And
Yeah.
after we got really strong, we're building that, and we're still getting stronger every single day, which is so amazing. She suggested that, hey, you know what? I think you should definitely go back to YouTube. Um, I think that we can come up with a game plan together, that you can at least have that, because I know how, if you don't have something, it's good, because I can only do so much. You need to have that place where you can vent stuff out. And
No.
so it's pretty awesome. So I decided, I'm going to do something different. I don't want to do the same thing I did last time. I don't want to just do the traditional rankings, the reactions all the time, the reviews. I want to do something more interactive. I want to be able to interact with people on a different level. I'm not going to just be the guy talking, and you guys can put in the comment section that, and I'll respond to everything. Now I want to have, like, a show dedicated to having my friends on, being able to interact in the comments section as best we can anyway. So I came
Yeah.
up with this idea that because previously, because I was not just doing Almost Sideways, I should probably mention this too. I was also doing a podcast with my good buddy Ben Brown of the Red and Brown podcast, which is Red, which is me, and Brown is him.
Yeah.
So we were doing that for a while.
You guys are awesome
Well,
together, by the way.
what was that?
You guys are awesome together, by the way.
Yeah, we've known each other for quite a long time, which it makes it perfect. So when I decided to come back, I was like, I want to do this live show and kind of make it kind of like a collider video type of style where we talk about certain topics, and we each get to share that on the topics. And then Ben is going to be like the moderator. He's going to do the comments section and tell us what people are saying, but also put his input too. And it's just something that I really enjoy doing. You know, sometimes we don't get a whole lot of people in the chat. We get like maybe 9 people. Like last live stream, we had 9 people show up. Sometimes we've had up to 25 one time, and it's amazing. Whoever shows up, and it's fantastic to me. And I love having these live shows, and I have recently started doing a new series where I'm doing reviews, but I'm reviewing stuff that I have owned. You know, sometimes I buy a movie and I watch it one time and then it just sits on my shelf. I want to go back and watch some older films and kind of give like a new take on them, or review something that's a little older that I haven't ever talked about before. And this year I've actually decided I'm going to do some commentaries of some movies as well, do something a little different that way. And I've actually started, we have recorded, I think by the time this video comes out, that this video would also have dropped too. It's called Love It or Hate It, where I have one person come on who absolutely loves the movie, gives you 5 reasons why they love this movie. In the same video, a person will give you 5 reasons why they absolutely hate the movie. Yeah. And the first episode we did, I recorded my 5 reasons why I loved The Hurt Locker. My buddy Ben recorded 5 reasons why he hated The Hurt Locker. And it's just good little contrast of, you know, different way to spark conversations about different movies. And then we also get you guys' opinion. Like we put up like a poll above their head and it's like, do you guys love this movie or do you hate it? Where are you guys at with this film? And it's just because films are divisive. You know, people are going to love something or hate something. I think that's a good way to like see both different sides of the coin. So
no, definitely. I love that idea because I think to fully like understand a movie, you kind of have to look at both sides. You know what I'm saying? That would also make your opinion of the movie more stronger as well, because you're okay, cool. I see those opinions, but you know, I still believe this and stuff like that. Like a lot of people, that's why I kind of get defensive because about a lot of reactions about Glass. I mean, I certainly enjoyed the movie. No spoilers or anything like that, but you know, just because of like something like very, I guess, minor, you shouldn't throw away the whole entire film. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
But it's been really cool to see like both sides. And I think, it forms your opinion a little bit better. So I really love the idea, man.
It's crazy. I'm like, how the heck? I was like, Ben, how the heck do you not like The Hurt Locker? It's great.
Yeah.
And we both watched it. He was at his house and he watched it at the same time I was watching it. And we were texting back and forth. He's like, this movie sucks. And then I was like, he never told me exactly why, other than he is in the military and he served during this time as well. He was over in, Afghanistan during this time, this era. And then a lot of the stuff that he was saying was from a military standpoint. And I was like, okay, I totally understand why you hate this movie now. It'll still be an ongoing joke, but I understand it a little better now. So I think when the video comes out, or by the time, you probably put it somewhere in this video, hopefully, but by the time that happens, it's a good understanding of 2 different sides of the coin for a good movie or a bad movie. Who knows?
No, yeah, definitely, man. Like I said, I love the idea. But kind of going off that, one of my questions was, what are some of your favorite films? Like I know it's kind of like picking a child, but I
I can tell you right away. I know exactly what my favorite movies are. Yeah, I know.
Like, go for it, man.
So, like I said before, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and Star Wars was my favorite. Not A New Hope, but Empire Strikes Back. After I watched that day, that was my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
And then a little movie came out a little bit later called The Departed. Now, The Departed is my absolutely favorite film by Martin Scorsese, and Leonardo DiCaprio was my favorite actor. And I'm not ashamed to say that. And not people I remember when Titanic came out, everybody was like hating on Leonardo, but I absolutely like a lot. I haven't seen all of those movies, of course, but I haven't seen anything I not liked, like I absolutely hated of his. So
Yeah.
From Gilbert Grape to Titanic. You got The Departed. You got Blood Diamond. You got all these awesome. The Revenant is fantastic too. There's so many good movies. Catch Me If You Can. But for my all-time favorites, if I had to choose 5 films, it's really tough. I'm actually coming up on Letterboxd right now. I'm trying to like put a top 100 list together and going through a bunch of movies. So I think I got like 80 films in there, just trying to figure out right now. But I know my top. I know The Departed would be there. The Empire Strikes Back. I'm gonna go Sunset Boulevard, which is a great noir film. I'm gonna say 12 Angry Men, Psycho. There's so many. Silence of the Lambs.
Silence is great.
Let's see. Of course, I have to mention Raiders of the Lost Ark somewhere in my top 100 for sure. Raiders. Of course, Back to the Future. And then I'll give you two more. Make it an even 10 at least.
Yeah.
Let's go Chinatown and The Shining.
Those are great too. A lot of Jack Nicholson, man.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson. I've realized that I'm a big fan of his as well, and Ryan Gosling too. I like a lot of Ryan Gosling stuff.
Yeah, definitely, dude. Yeah, my top 5. I think that's they're a bit different. Damn, you know what? To not forget anything, I'm gonna go to.
It's tough. I'll pull up my list too real fast on my thing, and I just like a bunch of movies, and you get an idea what.
All right, so what I have here, this is on Stardust. Is obviously Watchmen, Fight Club, The Social Network, Empire Strikes Back, The Lion King, Pulp Fiction, The Departed, The Dark Knight, Signs, and Taxi Driver.
A lot of those movies are on mine too. Watchmen, of course, is one of my favorite comic book movies, graphic novel movies. The Dark Knight, I guess I should have mentioned as well. But Social Network's up there. I think that's one of the best movies of this decade, actually.
Yes.
Fight Club is also in my top. Let's see what else I have here. I don't want to mention everything, but let's see here. Wizard of Oz is great. A movie called The Red Shoes, Fargo, Clockwork Orange, Breakfast Club, Requiem for a Dream, Rocky, The Graduate. There's so many good movies, man. I try not to.
That The Graduate, I just saw it the first time.
Which one?
The Graduate.
Oh, what did you think of it?
Oh, I loved it, man. Instant classic, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a great film. I love Dustin Hoffman in that. It's considering that I don't think the movie would be considerably different if Simon and Garfunkel was not a band. I definitely think Simon and Garfunkel really gave it a specific sound and style.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. And now I kind of want to put you on the spot, Adam. Okay. I'm sorry, but right. I don't know if you answered my question. I asked you I asked Twitter this, but I kind of wanted to go off you because I know you love Star Wars. Okay. So if you could only see one of these movies this year, so would it be Endgame or Episode 9?
Endgame.
Oh man,
I'm one of those people that didn't like The Last Jedi. So
yeah, for some reason, like I know you love Star Wars, and you did all those videos and everything like that, and I thought you liked The Last Jedi, so that's why I was like, oh, this one's gonna be tough.
My first initial reaction when I watched The Last Jedi, I saw it with a bunch of coworkers too, and there was like 30 of us who went to see it, and I was one of 2 people that said that kind of was awful.
Oh man,
I was like, I kind of hated it.
Yeah.
But then I went back to the next night and watched it with a different setup. Like it was like, okay, just accept the fact that this is the film that they're going to take you on, and see what you can like about it. And it's like I gave it a good, like a passing grade. Like I gave it like a positive rating before I did my review. And anything, that's the first time I had to go do another watch of it before I did a review.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did. Like I think it's one of the best made Star Wars films. However, I'm completely like there's things that I do not like about it for sure. And considering I just talked about love it or hate it, The Last Jedi is going to be one of those episodes soon, and I already got one person in line for that. And I won't spoil it here, but love it or hate it, The Last Jedi is going to be a fun episode. So
I'm definitely gonna have to see that one because I'm one of those people that actually really. Like when I first saw it, I would kind of know what to think, and then like I went again with everybody else's criticisms in mind, so I definitely enjoyed it less, but I still would put it up there, you know, like in my Star Wars. It's probably like my number 5th favorite Star Wars movie.
Here's a
Yeah.
hot take. I actually like Solo better than The Last Jedi.
Oh man, look, I enjoyed Solo too. I actually would want a sequel.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Solo for me, I didn't walk out frustrated. I walked out like that was fun. Like, yeah, it's not perfect, but it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
fun.
it has its stuff, like it's the negatives and stuff. But yeah, I thought it was fun. I was one of those people like, man, I hate this idea. We don't really need it, and I kind of dislike a lot of things that they did with him. But I'm just like, you know what? It's still a fun movie overall. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still gonna enjoy Harrison Ford and Solo like as a character. You know, like doesn't really like bring it down for me. I don't know if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, it totally does. It does bring it down. I think we need different anthology films though. We don't need characters we've already seen. You can there's ways around. Like if you want to put people that we've already seen before, but put them as a side character. Focus on other characters like Dash Rendar of Shadows of the Empire.
I
Now,
know.
Shadows of the Empire needs to be made.
Yeah,
That's what I want to see.
you're a big champion of that.
Oh yeah, I got the book right there. Dash Rendar figures right over here on my shelf. I got a Dash Rendar there. I got quite a bit of Shadows of the Empire stuff. Because what other book? I'll here's something for you, John. What book has had a video game, a soundtrack like full composed by John Williams, action figures, and and a video game? What other book can you say that has that?
I don't think you.
And why is that not being made into a movie?
They should, man. We should start the campaign.
Make it an anime movie. I don't care. I want to see the whole story play out.
Here's a cool question: who would you cast as Dash Rendar besides yourself?
Yeah, 'cause I did a video of this during Star Wars month too. Like this, I pitched this idea for a movie. I wanted Domhnall Gleeson is who I would originally have chosen. To be honest, I can't remember who I picked. It was somebody. I think somebody. Was he from True Blood? I'm not quite sure, but
Ryan Gosling.
man, he needs to be a little scruffy looking.
Yeah. Okay. I get you.
I don't know. He has to be a redhead though.
Yeah, that's how I was like. Besides yourself.
Yeah. That was my dream as a kid, though. When I was making Star Wars, like I need to make a Dash Rendar movie, and I'm Dash Rendar.
Yeah, you have the look, man. But we're kind of dabbing into a little bit of like this is my next question is like, besides movies, what are your other hobbies? And we kind of talked about it a little bit. I don't know if we actually recorded it or not, but I know you're a fan of wrestling.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about wrestling yet. No, yeah, I'm a huge. I like wrestling too. Like it's something that it's one of those things that I remember growing up during the Attitude Era in the late 90s and watching quite a bit of it. And it kind of my passion, like I didn't really have a passion for it. I enjoyed watching it, like The Rock and Steve Austin and Mankind and Undertaker, all my favorites, Shawn Michaels, and all those legendary characters and stuff like that. But then during the early 2000s, I didn't have TV, so didn't watch it at all. And then I met a guy on one of the jobs I had, and he used to watch wrestling all the time with his dad, and his dad wasn't around that much anymore. So I was like, okay, I'll go over and watch with you. And it kind of like sparked an interest for it. So it was like, I really enjoyed CM Punk when he was there, and Chris Jericho became some of my favorites, and enjoyed a lot of the different styles. It was definitely the PG stuff. So I didn't really watch a whole lot. And I don't even watch the episodes nowadays because there's so much now.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'll watch the pay-per-views, and that's another thing too that I'm wanting to do, because I want the new channel that I have. It's entertainment stuff, the stuff that entertains me. So like Royal Rumble time, I'm doing a live reactions to the Royal Rumble on YouTube. So I'm doing stuff that's gonna be completely different than I was doing before. So and just being me, not gonna be sticking to a specific thing. So. I enjoy wrestling quite a bit, and I'm really excited for like this new promotion AEW with the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega's showing up. I'm pretty dang sure. And then there's just like Chris Jericho's there now too. It's gonna be very cool, especially if they get a TV deal. I'll probably be watching that on TV every single week if they get a TV deal soon. But yeah, NXT is a lot of fun as well. The takeovers are great, and of course you got Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch now in wrestling. So hopefully they can main event WrestleMania this year. I'm really excited for that. So it's something that, yes, I really do like it, but it's something that I don't get a chance to talk about it too much. So I'm glad you brought it up.
No, yeah, definitely, man. Like I was a big fan too, like in the late '90s and early 2000s. And the same thing, like I just lost cable, so I couldn't keep up with it. And then like probably 2005 or six, I started watching again and kind of fell off. And now I just like watch the main pay-per-views, and I'll watch every now and then too, like whenever I have a chance, like Monday Night Raw or something. But definitely a tradition for me is watch every Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and Survivor Series. Like I'll watch those, and SummerSlam. Like all the big
Nice.
ones, I'm there. You know, I get
We might
WWE
have to.
for a month,
We
and
might have to have you in one of the streams. Like if I don't have a person coming, like I can't have a party. I think for the Royal Rumble this time, but maybe for like a different event, maybe like WrestleMania. Like I'll have you hop in the live stream and we have a live reaction to it together. So
no, I'm totally down, man. I really like wrestling and playing the video games too as well. Like if they bring back General Manager mode, I'm in. Like I love that. I love creating the matches and all that stuff.
That's what I love too. Like that's why even when I like baseball games and stuff like that, anything I can manage something. That's like my mindset, the statistics stuff. Like I'm all for that stuff. So I'm trying to think other wrestling stuff. There's a lot of crazy like stuff that happens. I kind of continue, like I don't watch the shows, but I always I follow two different wrestling podcasts and also like YouTube channels. Wrestle Talk is what I listen to quite frequently.
Yeah,
and then also Cultaholic is what I also listen to occasionally as well. So, and What Culture Wrestling, I guess you could throw that in there
too. Yeah, and I listen to the Steve Austin podcast.
Oh yeah, Steve Austin podcast, and then they talk as Jericho too.
Yeah, Jericho's is pretty cool too. There's something else I wanted to tell you. Oh yeah, you're touching upon like baseball and stuff. So you like sports too, right? That's another.
Oh yeah. I'm a big baseball fan here. Like my team, the Seattle Mariners. That's well, it's upside down, but that's my old school Mariners logo tattoo. And yeah, it's funny. Like I finally broke down and I actually bought myself a jersey. I bought myself 2 jerseys this year for Mitch Haniger of the Mariners and Gene Segura. However, Gene Segura just got traded to the Phillies, which was just my luck. So I'm like, I bought a jersey of his. I was playing it safe. He just signed a 3-year deal extension with us, and they traded him the next year. I was like, dang it. Oh well.
Dude, I'm in the same boat. I just got a Antonio Brown's jersey because I'm a Steelers fan, and there's just a lot of rumors of like, hey, they're gonna trade him. They're gonna trade him. I'm like, God damn! As soon as I get his jersey, they're talking about trading him. Like, man,
it definitely. I'm definitely. I like. It's always how it is, you know. I'm just like fingers crossed. Do not trade Mitch Haniger, and my wife's a big Kyle Seager fan. He plays third base for the Mariners. Do not trade those 2 guys, and we're good because we both have their jerseys. So
yeah.
I'm a big Mariners fan though. Like I kind of like the Red Sox. It was kind of the cool like early like 2000s because like I wasn't following like baseball at all. I was like, okay, I'll just go for this team because I like the colors and the uniform and everything. And like their baseball stadium. And then we moved up here. I was like, wait a second, this Mariners team is actually pretty fun to watch. They're not really good. We haven't been to the playoffs since 2001, but I'll cheer for them.
So then do you like the Seahawks?
I'll watch them, but I'm not like a diehard football fan. Like I'm more baseball. I follow the baseball aspect more of it. Of course, I was going for the Seahawks like in the playoffs and stuff like that, and I'll cheer on my Seahawks, but I married a 49ers fan, so I have to go for both teams. So
yeah. Oh man, that's cool, man. Yeah, I still need to get into baseball because I mean, the Dodgers. I mean, I live in LA. They've been going, but I mean, I can't really enjoy it because I'm I'm not a baseball fan, but I need to get into it, dude. I definitely need to get into it.
It's definitely. I always wanted to go to Dodgers Stadium, man. That's one of my my bucket list items. I want to actually go to all the baseball stadiums, but I don't know if will ever happen. But I've been to. I used to be an Angels fan when I grew up. When I was living in California, I was going for the Angels quite a bit, and we went to the Angels game at Edison Field, or Edison Stadium is where their old stadium used to call. And I also go to the Mighty Ducks games too. I was a big Mighty Ducks fan. Heck, right here, there's a hockey stick right there. That's signed by the whole entire team of the 1998 Mighty Ducks.
Oh, really? That's awesome, dude.
So you got Paul Correa, Timu Solani, Guy Bear, all these Hall of Fame players like on that stick. At least Paul Correa, I think for sure. But those are all like three of my favorite players. All signed that stick. So,
Dude, whenever you come down here, we'll go to a game, man. We'll eat some Dodger
there we
dogs
go.
and have some beers.
Yes, I would love that.
That'll be awesome, man. But anyways, real quick, I know you mentioned some things um about your channel, but real quick before we go, is there anything else you wanna let them know about your channel? Like any special projects or anything like that?
No, I'm just really kind of just doing. Actually, yeah. I guess by the time this is dropping, I'll be doing starting commentary soon. I think in March will be my first commentary. I haven't quite decided what's going to be yet, but at least once a month, I'm going to want to do commentaries of some sort. I know that I'll be doing all the Star Wars movies, so for sure, I've already. I think starting in May, I'll be reviewing the entire Star Wars franchise for the very first time, which is really
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
And then doing a commentary on all the trilogy, not the anthology films, but the whole entire like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 8. So I'll be doing commentaries on that. So that's my first time doing that, and that's probably my biggest. I'm kind of scared about doing that just because it's such a beloved thing, and also I got ranking stuff, I guess, just talking about different things. But I'm also going to like incorporate like ranking my top 10 video games that I've played and doing different things with the podcast as well, and just putting out content, but not trying to work as hard. So
Yeah, no, I definitely feel you, man. That's kind of what I'm trying to do too. But yeah, guys, that's a lot of reasons for you guys to go ahead and check out Adam's channel, Adam Daily Live. Of course, I'm gonna have all his links in the description down below. But again, Adam, you want to plug in your social media and all that stuff?
yes, you can find me on Twitter at Adam Sideways, Letterbox at Adam Daily Live. I'm on Stardust, which is my old channel name. I haven't figured out how to change it yet, but it's almost Sideways. And I'm trying to think, that's the only thing I really have is just Twitter, Letterbox, and Stardust.
Well, awesome, man. Adam, thank you again so much for taking the time. This was a fun episode. I learned a lot about you, and I hope everybody else did as well. And I feel like that's why I do the show, so that we can kind of come more together as a community. You know what I'm saying? Get to know each other a little bit more, because we sometimes just collab and see each other's videos, but we don't really get to know like the real you. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm like, that's when I was kind of really nervous about it. I was like, what am I gonna say? And I was like, I know I need to say something about like, I was like, it's called the Real Talk for a reason. I need to get real in this thing. So I'm gonna open up. I was like, kind of hyping myself up, but I'm glad that we were able to do this and talk, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot better than my doing this in person than in my head. So that was always really good.
no, yeah, man, definitely, man. Again, thank you for the time. And yeah, man, this is like I tell everybody, this is not gonna be the last time. Like, once I get a little bit more people, I want to do a second go around with everybody else, to just talk a little bit more, and so hopefully we can see you. So we see you then, man.
Oh yeah, man. Anytime you call to do a collab, man, I'm always on board. We said this before, like one of my favorite people here too. So I'm really excited for possible videos, and definitely going to be over on my channel too. I'm going to make you. I have to drive down to California and tie you up and like Clockwork Orange you. You're going to be in my videos. So
Awesome. No, I'll be there too, man. I'll be there too. But yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and let's cut to the end video right now. All right, guys, so that was the episode with me and Adam from Adam Daily Live. Such a great episode. Hopefully you guys had fun with it. I know me and Adam had a blast recording it and stuff like that. We did have some issues, but we resolved it at the end, so that was pretty cool. So yeah, guys, stay tuned for the channel if you guys want more episodes like this. I'm working on some other episodes with other guests, and I have a blast doing this. I love this community. I love being a part of it, and I love just talking one-on-one with other people part of the same community. So if you guys want to follow us outside of YouTube, you guys can at The Real Talk with 2Ks on Twitter and Instagram. You guys can also follow us on Stardust. And remember, follow Adam on all his sites. All his links are going to be in the description down below. Make sure to go tell him John from The Real Talk sent you. So until next time, we'll see you at the movies. Peace.